Hey everybody, Ghost Mule here, and the mail just came, and I had a package come in, which means it's new gear, which means it's time for a new gear unboxing. And today I am super excited to unbox my brand new Flextail Zero Pump. So before I open it, here's a little bit of background. So Flextail has come out with a variety of products in the past, ultralight gear and stuff, and including several other styles of pumps. This is their latest iteration, and this one they claim weighs at 1.2 ounces. Now, some other claims on this that they make is that it's super high efficiency, taking about 50 seconds or so to fill up. We'll try that out to make sure. It is a 2-in-1 deflator and inflator. Comes with 6 different nozzles for 6 different pad styles. And they claim that with the battery, the rechargeable battery, it'll do up to 25 pads in a row. Now, Flextail sells these in a variety of options. You can first get the pump by itself without a battery, and that one's going to run you about $42.99. US, or you can get it with one battery pack, your reusable battery pack for $49.95. You can get it with 2 batteries for $59.99. You can get a 2-pack of these with batteries for $95.99. And then they have a few other options for different accessories. You can explore those later. But generally speaking, the one I got, which is the pump with the battery, comes in at $49.99 retail. Now, I ordered this during their Kickstarter campaign, which had a little bit of bumps along the way that have been pretty well publicized. The reality is that they're kind of a victim of their own success, and they weren't expecting to get as many supporters as they had. And so that caused a delay in production. Once they were finally able to get them shipped, then apparently we all got shipping notifications, and then nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened. It turns out that they got held up in a customs inspection. But they did finally get out, so I'm excited to go ahead and open this up, get in and try it out. Let's take a look. All right, so in the box we have several pieces here. Let's take a look. So obviously here we have the pump itself and the assortment of nozzles. Also comes with a user guide and a recharging cord. And there's the pump itself. And then the various nozzle types. So I think the one that I need is N1 for my Nemo tensor pad, and there is a lanyard on them which allows you to move it to inflate or deflate, inflate, deflate. And then there's an additional lanyard here to attach. All right, so the pump itself is pretty simple. And it says 1.2 ounces on there. It has inflate and deflate labeled on there, and there is an on and off button. So in order to operate it, you just push it twice to turn it on, push it once to turn it off. All there is to it. This side here has the portion to screw off for the battery, and then the battery itself is inside here, and it is rechargeable with a, looks like USB-C rechargeable. When you plug it in, there are 2 lights that light up there to indicate whether or not it's charging or fully charged. Of course, those lights are red and green, which is really awesome for people like me who are red-green colorblind. So overall, my first impressions of this are that it is pretty well made for its weight. One of the criticisms that I saw online for some of the people was that they felt like it was chintzy in comparison to some of the other models. And to me, I always wondered about that because it seems like there's this unrealistic expectation that ultralight gear is going to somehow be able to stop a tank round. So obviously it is going to be a lighter weight, and so it might feel a little bit chintzy in comparison to something that's heavier. But overall, it feels like it's pretty solid, and it looks like it works out pretty well. So it looks like the lanyard gets attached through this little hole here, and a little bit of physical agility here that comes through there, and pull that through here. Hope I'm getting this on camera. I've never done this before. All right, so there's the lanyard attached, and then the nozzle. As I said, there are several different nozzles for different styles of pads. There's 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. And The one that I need is N1 for the Nemo pad. The instructions that it comes with are absolutely tiny. They do tell you which ones are for which pad. However, I've found that my 45-year-old eyes do not make out very well. So I do recommend checking out the website. Their website does have all that stuff listed as well. It's a little bit easier to see. Best I can tell, this leash portion goes around the unit and probably somewhere in the middle so that it's easy to put the nozzle on for either the inflate or the deflate portion. And yeah, looks like that's all there is to it as far as assembly. So now it's fully assembled. I have charged it and the battery's inside there, so let's take a look and see how much it weighs. All right, so I have my trusty scale here that I also use to measure out coffee, which is why there's coffee stuff all over it. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty. This is not a high production value operation. It's currently set in ounces, and this is the fully assembled with nozzle and lanyard pump, and it comes in at 2.1 ounces. So yes, obviously the 1.2 ounces most likely is just the pump itself. Let's see here, we'll take everything off and check it out. All right, so I've disconnected everything from the pump, and now I'm going to go ahead and take the battery out and see where the pump by itself falls in weight. 1.2 ounces as advertised. That's pretty rare that that comes up. Of course, they're doing the old trick of the absolute bare minimum weight, but you know what, you can't really fault them because almost all manufacturers of gear do that same thing. All right, and so for weight comparison, I went ahead and grabbed my Vortex pump sack that it comes with the Nemo pad, and let's see how much that guy weighs. 2.1 ounces. So yeah, that's pretty darn close. All right, so I've reassembled the pump with everything you need for it to be serviceable, and let's compare. So again, we have the pump sack at 2.1 ounces and the fully assembled 2.2 ounces, so 0.1 ounce difference. Yeah, I think I'll take it. All right, so there you have it. This little guy claimed to packs a little bit of a punch. We've already checked out its weight claims, and so far it's actually found to be pretty true. So next step is going to be, let's grab a pad, go over to my buddy's backyard, try it out, see how well it does. Let's go. All right, so I have my Nemo tensor pad. I have the pump, and I have my trusted cell phone stopwatch, and the proceedings of this test are being overseen by my best friend's remaining snowman that he made with his 3-year-old daughter, because they're awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started here. I'm gonna close up the dump valve. And the cool thing about this is that it's so small that once you plug it in, it will stay in place. So let's go ahead, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I promise I won't cheat. But we have a stopwatch. I'm gonna hit the button at the same time here. Hopefully. All right, here we go. So, first off, it's not very loud, which is cool. Although, maybe my backpacking cohorts may disagree with that later down the road. Kind of like watching paint dry. Definitely air going in. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. All right, so we're at the 50 seconds, and as you can see, it is not full yet. So unfortunately, I'm going to debunk that claim, but it's still filling up pretty fast. All right, I'm going to call that as full as it's going to get. So right now we're sitting at 1 minute, 35 seconds, 0.51. Not the expected amount, but pretty respectable number. And it's pretty decently filled. I don't know. It's safe for me to lay down on that. It would definitely keep me off the ground, but I probably would need to top it off a little bit. All right. So I would say, all in all, this is a pretty good first run. Of course, the ultimate test will be to see how it performs in the field. And at some point I'll have to see how many I can get out of a charge, but I'm not ready to do that today. All right, so now let's see how it does with a deflate. So I'm going to move the nozzle over to the deflate side, and I'm going to open the dump valve for the Nemo here, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that. And already it feels like it's a little bit big for the valve assembly. Don't know if that's going to cause issues or not. Does appear to be pulling air out of it. So the deflate function seems to work okay. I think that in the case of the Nemo, the design of the dump valve makes it a little bit tough because there's that piece of plastic in the way, and it's not giving it a really great connection and seal. And then also it looks like it wants to kind of suck the material up into the way. So it did deflate a little bit, but probably have to work to get the rest of it out. So deflation's a little bit of a disappointment, but it's not a break part of it. All right, and there you have it. That's my first look at the new my new Flextail Zero Pump. I'm pretty excited to try this out. So far, I'm pretty impressed by it. The weight on it seems to be pretty much as advertised, and the filling power of it is pretty decent. Took a little bit longer, but as I failed to mention when I was doing the test, that was a long, wide pad, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer anyways. Again, there's a little bit of issue with, I think, the deflate function on it, but for me, that's not a make or break type thing. Let's just kind of see how it works out in the field. And again, I think it has more to do with the way that Nemo does their stacked deflate inflate pumps or valves. But overall, again, I'm pretty happy and excited to try it out in the field. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, keep hiking on.